Since we have learned the ways to define the objectives in various forms, and we have also decided that the objectives which are defined with the intended behavior and application of this behavior upon the content, those are the objectives which will be termed as complete and fine objectives. Second step is that how we can state these objectives in such a way that they will be helpful for the teachers to follow them and to identify the learning experiences and the planned teaching for the classroom. A two-dimensional graphic representation will be helpful to understand this process. Now, in this graph, we will see that we can present the behavior aspect and the content aspect along y-axis and x-axis respectively. We can see that there is, say, animal world. That's what we want to teach students. Now, one thing, keep in mind that this is now not an ideal graph. This is just an example, and it's a very vague example. If you want, you can make a detailed chart showing behavioral aspects and the content aspect we want to cover, and we want to state objectives. So this is something which is very simple, and we have to follow it just to learn as an example, and then we can exercise it ourselves and we can learn better that how we can define the objectives and how we can move forward. If you have a look at this, it's a two-dimensional chart. We have, the topic is animal world. We have objectives. Along the x-axis, we have the content aspect, where we are saying that this kind of content we will be dealing with. So objectives are stated along with the content aspect and the behavioral aspect. And our topic in the content is animal groups. That's what we want to teach. Another possible content area could be reptiles, type of animals, birds, and the fish. That's what we want to teach as content. If you look at the behavioral aspects of the objectives, we have written to enable students to do what? To learn about the groups of animals. हम ये objective pick कर सकते हैं. फिर हम देखते हैं हमारा second objective है group animals on the basis of similarities and differences. This is our second objective. And the third is to describe the categories or characteristics of animals verbally. हम चाहते हैं कि वो ज़बानी तौर पर बता सकें इनकी क्या खसूसियात हैं. Another behavioral objective is to write the names, ability to write. We want them to learn how to write their names. Then we want them to draw a picture of any animal or any group of animals. We want them to make a collage. So these are all the activities which are behavioral aspects of the objectives we are covering in the objectives. If we look at the content, what is the content? Is the animal groups, reptiles, birds and fish. If we want them to learn about the groups of animals, so this will be our objective to be covered in one of the class. So this cross shows that objective is to learn about different groups of animals, and we are saying that they will be learning about reptiles, fish, birds, mammals or any other group. If we want them to group them on the basis of similarities and differences, so this will be applicable to animal groups. It can also be applicable to reptiles. It can be applicable to birds and fish. So we have seen that once we have picked the second objective, that they will be able to group animals on the basis of their similarities and differences. It can be among the groups and it can be within the major types of groups. When we say describe, so this is one of the skills that they have to describe the groups on the basis of similarity and differences verbally. हम orally चाहते हैं ज़बानी तौर पर बच्चे ये खसूसियात बयान कर सकें. जब हम कहते हैं वो लिख सकते हैं तो they should be able to write. Similarly, we want them to draw and we want them to make a collage by using newspapers and pictures from newspapers, and then to achieve this objective. Whatever objective we are selecting from the behavioral aspect has to coincide with the group we are teaching. Say we want them to make a collage of birds. So हमारा objective क्या होगा कि एक collage of birds बनाएं, और वो birds content है, collage ability to cut and then to paste, then to put their name. So this objective will be achieved. Similarly, हम दूसरे objectives भी achieve कर सकते हैं. So अगर आप क्लासरूम में पढ़ा रहे हैं और आप चाहते हैं कि आप इस एक्सरसाइज को करें या अपने तौर पे करना चाहते हैं, तो आप इस एक्सरसाइज को बआसानी कर सकते हैं. 2-dimensional chart is also useful to select the learning experience. हम किस किस्म का learning experience क्लासरूम के लिए तैयार करेंगे और किस तरह से हम क्लासरूम में पढ़ाएंगे. 2-dimensional chart हमें completely बता देता है कि हमने किस कंटेंट को सेलेक्ट करना है और किस किस्म की एक्टिविटी हमें परफॉर्म करनी होगी. इसके साथ साथ जब हमने डिफाइन कर दिया अपने बिहेवियरल एस्पेक्ट्स को, वी वांट देम टू ऑब्जर्व, टू ड्रॉ, टू डिस्क्राइब, टू लेबल, ऑल दीज आर स्किल्स वी वांट देम टू लर्न. और जब हम कहते हैं बर्ड को ड्रॉ करें, एनिमल को ड्रॉ करें, फिश को ड्रॉ करें, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स लिखें, तो हम ये सब स्किल्स बच्चों में डेवलप कर रहे हैं. और जब बच्चे इस एक्टिविटी को पूरा कर लेते हैं तो वी आर इंश्योर्ड दैट वी हैव अचीव्ड द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, एंड on the top of that students have developed this ability to describe, draw, label, and we are achieving the educational objective, जिसको हमने इस तरह से स्टेट किया था कि उसमें behavioral aspect और content aspect दोनों को satisfy किया गया है. Kids are not learning the skills, they are learning about the content. They are having fun, they are drawing animals, they are writing their names, so they are learning about their characteristics, they are learning about their habitat, they will be reading about these animals. So ये तमाम content area है जिसकी अब बच्चों को मेमोराइजेशन की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, क्योंकि आपने उनको इस तरह से क्लासरूम में पढ़ाया है कि वो इसे रिटेन भी करेंगे, because they have first hand experience in the classroom. Satisfactory formulation of objectives, it ensures that what is the educational task, हमारा objective क्या है और हमें तालीम और तरबियत के इस अमल में क्या करना है. It help us to identify the desired educational results. हम कौन से skills, कौन सा content पढ़ाना चाहते हैं, हमें help मिल जाती है अगर हमारे objectives properly state किए हुए होंगे. Properly defined educational ends or objectives, they provide curriculum makers with the criteria कि वो कंटेंट किस किस्म का सेलेक्ट करेंगे, कौन सा कंटेंट होगा, किस किस्म के सब टॉपिक्स उसमें डालने पड़ेंगे, क्या किसी मेन टॉपिक से ही आप पढ़ा सकते हैं. किसी भी मेन टॉपिक के बहुत सारे सब टॉपिक्स हो सकते हैं, और जब आपके सामने क्लियरली रिटन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं तो बीइंग करिकुलम डेवलपर्स आप बआसानी आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं कि किस किस्म का कंटेंट हमें आइडेंटिफाई करना है और सजेस्ट करना है कि करिकुलम में इसको शामिल कर दिया जाए. Then we are also in a position to say these are the kind of learning experiences which will be provided in the classroom. बच्चों को इस तरह के experiences और activities में involve किया जाएगा so that they can learn. And then we can also get some help about designing activities which are to be designed by the teachers in the process of planning, teaching, learning process for the classroom. So हमें पता है कि हमें कौन सा content identify करना है. This information is coming from this 2-dimensional chart of objectives. Then we know that what kind of behavioral aspects we are looking forward to, or what kind of objectives we want them to learn in the part of skills or skill aspect of the objectives. Third is what kind of teaching learning will take place, whether teacher will be planning everything or students will be involved in there. Not each and every topic can be taught with the help of activities where students are very active. We will have to decide where a teacher has to make a demonstration, where students can perform little activities in the classroom, where they have to go outside the classroom, and where we have to use a chalk and board and to explain to the students and then to involve them in any kind of appropriate activity.